It is Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday, my dudes.
And welcome into We Talk Sports Good. We are here with the duo, Randall, and me, myself, Dom.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Just you and me.
We've been bringing in quite a bit of guests here lately.
Yeah.
So, but we're always well equipped to handle a duo show, and no doubt plenty to talk about in the sports world. We have the NBA Finals starting in 30 minutes ago, I believe, or ish. I guess that was, they say 8 o'clock, but it never actually tipped off until like 10, 15 minutes ago. So we have that, and the NHL Stanley Cup just finished up. Poor Stars, but Lightning win there, and of course a ton of football action with college and NFL. Baseball, as they're calling the fall frenzy for this wild card round, with all the best of 3 series, with all 16 teams have been started yesterday. Today was an insane docket of games. It started at 11 our time Central and going all the way to a 9 o'clock Dodger start. So no doubt you could always see a baseball game on. And we got, like I mentioned, Miami's up 28-20, winding down 2:37 left in the first. So we are going to get into NBA Finals picks and kind of preview. I guess in-game preview, but I'll go through my baseball picks. I have sent them out, so I will even admit I have one wrong already, so I will still share it. We then will get into our college football. I will see if I can finally go above 500 in my spread picks. And then, of course, we got our NFL recap around the league. So don't forget, got plenty of ways to win money here with 12-ounce sports. My bookie, 12 OZ Sports. We got plenty of good cappers here. Don't listen to me, listen to all the other shows. I'm just doing it for fun, just to see how I can do with my picks. So with that, let's just get right into NBA.
Yeah, man, for sure. Lakers making a little bit of a comeback. Well, comeback, but it's first quarter. They were, I think, when we hopped on, it was like 24 to what?
24-13-ish.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, man. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and start with sharing, since Jalen couldn't be here tonight. Yeah. He is actually somewhere watching the game with some friends, I believe. So that's fair. That's fair. But he wanted, let me pull it up. He gave me his predictions, and he said Lakers take game 1, Heat take game 2, and then Lakers take the rest. He's got Lakers in 5. I don't hate that. Like, to me, I almost feel like the Heat, you know how when everybody wants an underdog so much that it almost becomes like the popular pick to pick the underdog, where it's like, it's almost, you feel like people want to feel edgy and they feel good about the Heat, so I'm going to pick the Heat. I think me and Jalen probably both wanted to do that. I imagine we both would love to see the Heat. I know I would love to see the Heat win. You have that great storyline of the Heat, specifically Eric Spoelstra beating LeBron. That was always kind of the storyline when LeBron was there, was who's really coaching that team? Is it Spoelstra? Is it LeBron? A lot of people kind of thought it was LeBron. I don't know. I always felt like, at the time, I did not think Spoelstra was a great coach. I realized shortly after he was gone that he was a good coach. So, it would be a great storyline to have that, but I have the Lakers winning. I have the Lakers winning in 6, though. I think the Heat will pull out 2. I could see them winning tonight, and then I could see it being 3-1, and then they take one more, and then the Heat finish them off. That seems like that could probably, just because the Heat might surprise them. They're coming off that, real excited. But, yeah. I could also easily see Lakers like sweeping type of thing. So I love Bam, but I don't know how he's going to stop Anthony Davis, really. The only person typically who can stop Anthony Davis is kind of himself. If he's just not, his biggest problem is his inconsistency, and I feel like it always has been. So, but yeah, I got Lakers. Who you got, Dom?
Well,
I know you got to have the Heat.
I do have the Heat. I know I was pushing that spicy Nugs final for a while, but we're only getting the spicy part of it, but that's all right. The fact that it has become such a popular pick kind of has scared me a bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Heat in 7. I do think Heat are going to win. It's 6 or 7 for sure. Like, they're not going 4 or 5 versus the Lakers. No way. If so, that would be amazing. That might be one of the biggest upsets if that happens. If it's 6 or 7, I don't really think that would be one of the biggest upsets ever. But if they could hold the Lakers to no wins or 1 win, that would be pretty. That'd be incredibly impressive. But yeah, I was hearing the odds, honestly, of picking the Heat aren't really as insane as they might typically be, because so many people want to pick the Heat.
Right.
So with that does kind of make me concerned, because, like you said, it's that feel-good story. Everyone is hopping on, and now it's making me kind of nervous on, that actually happening. So with that, I'm going to go 7. I am going to say if they do win, they will need MVP buckets, Tyler Hero, to be the team MVP, because Jimmy and Bam, I think, will do good.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Bam's going to have a tough matchup. I know with Howard starting, that does, this game at least, that's primarily made Davis have, I know, Crowder at the beginning of the game on him. But I think they need that third person to step up and be extremely consistent then, if they want to beat the Lakers. If you have the duo of AD and LeBron, Jimmy and Bam are not going to outscore that, I don't know, ever this series. So Hero is going to have to be the Eastern Conference Finals hero again, and just kind of play that level to, add that. I mean, everyone on the Heat's going to have to contribute, and he just needs to be, that 20, 25 points that, is just consistently there for this series. And whatever poop pants Paul Pierce has to say, I don't care.
Yeah, I think, to me, that I think the key is going to be spreading the ball around for Miami. They are a much deeper team, but right. You have LeBron and AD, so it evens itself out there. But I don't see, like, I've seen some people say Jimmy has to be going 30 a game or more, and I'm like, nah, I don't think he does. I don't think anyone does.
Yeah.
I think they just need their bench. They definitely need their bench to outplay the Lakers bench every game. No question. If their bench does not outplay the Lakers every game, those games are going to lose. Period.
Wow.
But I think their bench is more diverse too, because you've seen some games there's guys that they won't even utilize necessarily. Yeah. Like Kelly Olynyk, he may or may not even play. I don't know if they find him fitting for this series or not, but he's like a really good player that they can change it up with. That he's one of those guys that may not come in. Myers Leonard may not come in. Like, Stallman Hill is already getting some minutes this game. Derek Jones Jr. is already getting some, like, I don't know. They are more diverse and deeper, that can just mix things up a little bit than the Lakers can, to me, because, what are the Lakers going to throw Jared Dudley out there for significant minutes? No. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, Quinn Cook has been buried down. I know me and Jalen talked about that at one point, that Quinn Cook just got buried at the bottom of that bench, which is so strange because he was so promising with the Warriors. But, and actually what you were saying about them being the hot pick right now, I think actually, I don't know if you kind of were looking at the spread at all, but I think that shifted the spread a little bit, because as you know, based on how people are betting and how many people are betting on the Heat or the Lakers, will kind of teeter the spread a little bit when it gets closer to the game. And at last I checked, I think the spread was like -3 for the Lakers or -3.5, which I would think in game one would actually be a little bit more in favor of the Lakers, especially since having LeBron and AD, well, specifically LeBron because he has so much championship experience that just gives them a heads up in the first game. But I think a lot of people picking the Heat kind of influenced that spread to stay around that -3 or -3, -4 range right there. So
yeah, that makes sense. I definitely for game one I'd take that. I'll take
for the
that.
Lakers, yeah,
I think it'll be
I would too.
close, but I think they can win by about 5. Close game. And by the way, the man, the myth, the legend, Alex Caruso hits a 3 to put the Lakers up 31-28
So
to end the first quarter.
yeah, something I know one of my friends. Hopefully he's listening right now. Shout out to Blaine if he is. But he was asking a lot about Tyler Hero. I don't know exactly where he was wanting us to go with it, but something I wanted to see what you thought was, because a lot of people. I mean, obviously, Hero had a huge game. What was that game?
6.
Oh,
Was it 6?
6?
5 and
6
6?
maybe.
I mean, I feel like it was.
I think it
both.
might have been. Yeah, but anyways, what do you think is the ceiling for him? Like, how high do you actually think he can go? Because I was seeing some ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous player comps on social media. But of course, that is social media. But some of the player comps I saw were absurd.
I wanna. Man, that's a tough one because he can create his own shot.
Yeah.
I don't want to get ridiculous and overreact. I'm trying to think, and I'm going blank. I'm trying to think someone like a step down from Clay.
So I think like an absolute ceiling high end comp that I could think of, and I mean this dude is a Hall of Famer. So and I don't want to use him, but like Ray Allen,
okay.
Yeah,
Ray Allen could young Ray Allen did more than just shoot threes.
Ray Allen is peak prime athletic. Ray Allen was significantly more athletic than Tyler Hero is.
Yes,
but and I guess a poor man's Ray Allen is what I'm trying to say. Is someone who can create their shot a little bit, hits the 3 consistently. I don't think he's going to be like one of the best 3-point shooters of all time, which is what Ray Allen is.
Yeah.
Arguably the best if you want to argue him versus Steph and Clay, whatever. But I could see that. I think Tyler hadn't even really. I think he can distribute the ball a little bit better too, be a little bit better of a playmaker than we've seen him be. Something that I really like Tyler is you can tell we haven't reached his like tenacity peak yet. Like I don't know. I was listening to I think it was Jackie Mullins, McMullins, I believe it's her. She's usually on like PTI and Around the Horn and stuff. But she was talking about how he's, what is he, 20? 19, 20?
He's young.
Yeah, and he's like in the playoffs staring refs down after he doesn't get a call on a foul. Like, dude, you're 19 or 20 years old, and like that's only gonna get more, and he's gonna get more and more confident. And like, I don't know, I think he's got a dog in him. He's a dog. Like, he's not gonna back down, and I like where that's headed. I just hope he doesn't. I don't think he's gonna just end up being a spot up shooter. I think he can be better than that, but. I kind of, something that I'm worried about in this series specifically with him is that he maybe gets too confident and starts jacking up some stuff that he shouldn't. Like, I'm looking at his, right now he's already 0 for 3 from the 3 and 1 for 5.
Yeah, he just,
like,
I mean, it wasn't he just jacked one up. It wasn't too aggressive up, and he got the easy layup. Or no, it was Dragic. But yeah, he did take at least a couple looked a little overconfident there.
Yeah, so that's something I'm personally going to be keeping an eye on. I don't have the game on right now. I'm just watching the game cast, but that's something I'm going to be looking at the whole time. I want to see how confident he gets and if it actually sways into being a little too overconfident during this series because of what happened last series.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Yeah, I mean that's a fair comp too. Yeah, I was kind of. Yeah, off the top of my head, kind of was having a hard time thinking, and that's why I didn't really want to go full Clay. I don't. I
Right.
mean, it's also. I mean, he's got a lot more
Significantly
defense.
better defender.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know where Tyler's defense progression is going to go, and I don't feel like he's somewhere where you can go. Oh yeah, he's looking like he's going to be a great one in the future, or he's going to be
Right.
terrible. I don't feel like he's really given that.
Yeah, and I haven't
impression
studied.
yet.
I mean, I haven't gotten enough watching Tyler to know if he's like Clay, because Clay is just a master off ball.
Yeah.
Just a master off ball. His movement on the court off ball is just amazing, really, to get open so many times, so much, without people, setting him up to get open necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Tyler has that. I haven't watched him enough to know that. But that's something that definitely would set that, and his defense definitely set Clay apart from most people.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll definitely see. It'll be an interesting progression to kind of keep an eye on, and of course, this whole series will be a very fun and entertaining one for sure. So, with that, we have more playoffs to talk about. Playoff baseball is just getting underway. Yesterday, quite a bit of games, and then today, like I mentioned, a full slate of games. So I want to get through my picks here before I kind of talk about a couple games. Of course, we'll kind of touch on playoffs since it is early, as we go throughout the show, or not this show, but these next few shows, I should say. Also, by the way, they are opening the NLDS and World Series to a limited number of fans. You can get in next week, and that is hosted by the Rangers' new ballpark. So.
Ew.
There will be some fans there. So just wanted to point that out. But anyways, my picks here. So I'll go AL first. One is right, one is already wrong. I had the Rays sweeping the Blue Jays. I think, as I did predict the Blue Jays to get a wild card spot, it's too soon. They're so young, and they have so much potential. And the expanded playoff was the perfect opportunity to get that taste of the playoffs. Even though it was a very quick one, but they got that taste. They got that young core, and as much as obviously everyone loves Vladdy, Bo Bichette might be the real thing. I mean, I don't want to say that Vladdy's not going to be, and I already thought Bo was going to be great, but I think Bo is going to be the better of that grouping. He missed a good chunk of time, and if he didn't miss that good chunk of time, I think it would have shown even more. So, regardless, I had the Rays as a World Series team from the pre-season show, so I think that pitching depth really showed. The Rays are just so smart with how they do their lineup. You don't have necessarily like one superstar in the lineup, but man, they know how to work the lineup. It just works so well, so smooth, and then that pitching rotation is just killer. So. Was expecting that. I did have Indians in 3 over Yankees. That one will be interesting since the Yankees absolutely smoked the Indians game 1. Indians are up 4-1. That game is in the top of the 4th, though, with the Yankees having bases loaded, no outs. So a little scary situation there. And the fact that they absolutely just stomped on them does concern me. That was a little bit of a biased pick of not wanting to see the Yankees anymore. Shane Bieber is the AL Cy Young, but Garrett Cole in the playoff is that's just another level. So, not necessarily surprised, but the Indians' offense, I mean, putting up 4 is impressive, but I'm just concerned about that going forward for the team. The Twins, I don't know if you saw, have now lost 18 straight playoff games as they got swept by the Astros, and I did have Twins in 3. Once again, that's probably...
Wait, the Astros ended up making the playoffs?
Yes, so they were they all first and second teams in each division, so they made it with a below 500 record. To be fair, though, with 8 teams, they just would have been a different seed if they didn't do it where all the 2 seeds were, or all the 2 teams were 4, 5, 6. But yeah. So, but whatever. I just can't see the Astros going very far without Verlander and just depending on Greinke as a starter. So, yeah, but they got the win. Twins once again have choked now for 15-ish years in the playoffs. That's a rough thing to look at. I do have White Sox in 3 over the A's, and they have split that series. I am very excited about the White Sox. Thomas and I were both jumping on the bandwagon before the year. I really like the A's. It's nothing against the A's. I just really like that young core of the White Sox, who I think is a step ahead of the Blue Jays. That just the young core of Jimenez, Roberts, Tim Anderson, Giolito's stepped up as pitching. Just Jose Abreu had an MVP year. Everything is going together, and I know they kind of struggle. Air broke the game open for today, and the A's won, but I think the White Sox can get on a good roll. Shifting to the NL, I've got Dodgers in 2 over Brewers. They made it in somehow. They just already have lost a couple pitchers to not be able to pitch this series, and the Dodgers are just stacked. So I did have Padres in 2, which that's not looking good since they lost game 1. And this is what concerned me. I'll also go with this. I did make these picks before Clevinger and Lamont went on the they're just not on this round's roster because of injuries, hopefully returning next round. And that just seems like the Cardinals' luck. They just get in, and then what do you know, they're going to possibly win a series. And that just seems like the Cardinals. They make it in, you're like, okay, they were all right, and then they win a series. You're like, how did they do that? They shouldn't have won that series. And it's kind of concerning me with that first win right there. Padres had a lot of bad base running. I caught most of that game, and they just made some really bad base running mistakes that they can't do with this short of pitching staff. They had to go to their bullpen early today. They're depending on a 4th starter in game 2 to keep them alive, and then a bullpen in game 3. So their offense has to step up and no base running mistakes if they're going to win that series. I do have the very underdog Marlins in 3 over the Cubs, as they did win today. Game 1 for that. I don't know, just something about the Marlins. They shouldn't have made it to the playoffs. They did, and I couldn't not pick them to win the series. That just seemed like the Heat. The Heat, just kind of were. I don't want to say I shouldn't say that compared in a sense, because the Heat very much deserved to make the playoffs, but they just kind of had that run. In a short baseball season, the Marlins just kind of had that good run, and they made it in. And they did lose Sterling Marte. I don't know how they're handling it. He did break a pinky by getting hit by a pitch. So I know they'll reevaluate and see if there's a chance he can just tape it up heavy. I don't know. But the Cubs' offense has just been stalled out for a while. So no matter how good the pitching surprisingly has, as that was the opposite of me picking against the Cubs to make the playoffs, was I thought the pitching wouldn't be there. The pitching has been there, and the offense has let them down. So that's there, and I have the Braves in 3, and I thought, man, Bauer deserved that win today. I watched that whole game. It was 13 innings. It started at 11 a.m. And Bauer went 7 2/3, only 2 hits, no walks, and 12 strikeouts. The dude was dealing. And the Reds made they had a couple dumb base running, but they left some great opportunities. Fried pitched great. He did have 6 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Nothing against him, but Reds blew opportunities, and their batting average has just been unfortunate. Coming into the year thinking their offense was going to actually be pretty dangerous, so I thought the Reds could get this. They out-hit the Braves 11-6 and could not get the win. And I thought that was the game they needed to take, so I'm feeling better about my Braves pick, but I watch out for the Reds here in the future if they can get it all together. That pitching staff of Bauer, Gray, and Castillo could be very dangerous. And then, so that's my first round. I'll go quick. I have Rays in 4. So next round's 5, and then 7, and then World Series is 7 again. So just to clarify, I have Rays in 4 over Indians. And I had White Sox in 5 over Twins. Now I'll just put the Astros in there and still hoping the White Sox make it. I'll take White Sox in 4. If they're facing the Astros, I think the White Sox can handle them. Then I've got Dodgers in 5 over the Padres. And man, if the Padres aren't healthy, this series was going to be so much fun. So I hope they are healthy, because that will go 5, and that'll be a ton of fun to watch. He'll be going back and forth. I do have Braves in 4 over Marlins, so that puts me with Rays in 6 over White Sox in the ALCS, and then Dodgers in 6 over Braves. And once again, my preseason World Series matchup of Dodgers Rays. If they're both in the playoffs and they were both 1 seeds, I gotta pick them in the World Series. I'd be dumb to go against that. So, no surprise there. And I believe this was my pick, so I'm gonna stick with it. Dodgers in 7 over the Rays. I gotta stick with it. If they're both in there, I can't change it from now.
Now, am I crazy, or did the Dodgers already extend Mookie?
They did. Yes, they did.
Okay, solid. I listened to the Bill Simmons podcast quite a bit, and he's
crying about it.
Oh man, he's such a big Boston fan, and he's just like, he talks all the time because he lives in LA. Mm-hmm. He talks all the time about like people coming up to him and being like, "I didn't know Mookie was so good," and he's like, "Yeah, we know, we understand," and I have an understanding that the Boston is horrendous and their pitching is horrendous, correct?
Well, just this year, everything was horrendous about Boston this year.
Yeah. Well, while we've been talking about baseball, by the way, Tyler Hero knocked down a couple of threes. He's got
I thought I
points,
saw him hit a couple. So.
Yeah, he's 2 for 5 for 3 and 3 for 8 from the field, and he had a turnover. I think he stepped out of bounds at one point, but yeah.
Want to touch on
Jimmy B already got 12 points, by the way.
All right, stepping good first half there.
Yep.
Just want to point out a couple games from last week for college football before we. I give my quick picks here for. I'll save that for last. Florida State. Oh my, but Miami 52-10. Oh
yeah.
A&M, what you doing?
King's the real deal, man.
Yeah. Oh, King. Yeah. I liked him at Houston, and when I picked against Miami last week, it was nothing against him. I just thought Cunningham was going to play great, and he did not. So.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I pick Did I pick him to win the Heisman last year?
I believe so. I remember you talking him up, so I believe you might have picked him.
I am looking smart with him, but also stupid from last year when they made him sit out. That was a real weird situation. All that stuff kind of died off, but that was a lot of weird stuff going on. I don't. Kind of got swept under the rug a little bit, and I'm not sure it should have.
Yeah. A&M, what are you doing with Vandy? 17-12. Not really surprised that it wasn't as big of. I should have taken that spread for Vandy, but I talked myself out of it. Georgia struggled in the first half, and I want to walk back. I forgot who I said. I was starting to say like, I don't think Florida's all that, and I started walking back because Florida's offense does look very good. And then after looking at Georgia more, I'm going to walk that back because I think Florida is the team in the East. I think it was a little overreaction. Old Miss does have a decent enough offense. Lane can do enough to kind of put some extra points up that maybe shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. What do you think about? Correct me if I'm saying his name wrong. Trask.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. What do you think about him in draft?
I'm not sure. I don't know about him. I mean, obviously he had a great game. And he came from a walk-on to taking over the job, and just, I don't know. I need to see not more out of him. I think I just need to watch him more intently. I don't want to say, I need him to have more 500-yard. I'm not saying that. I think I just need to look at him more. He's got good size though.
He does. 6'5", 240. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much wiggle he has. I didn't see. I didn't get to catch that game.
I only saw part of it because I was flipping.
Yeah, I was at a wedding, so I wasn't able to catch it. But
6 touchdowns, no picks, man. That's
yeah, interesting.
I'm gonna have to keep a better eye on him the rest of this year. That's what.
But then we're talking draft. But then he's a senior, but he can come back next year if he wanted to. So I guess that just kind of depends. If he played like that for the rest of the season, I would suggest he doesn't come back next season and go ahead and enter that draft.
Yeah. But. And then we got our yearly OU losing to Kansas State apparently now.
Love it.
I don't know. OU does drop a game in Big 12 that they shouldn't. They have to run the table now, though.
Look, man, to me, it was just the difference in this game is K-State is always a tough win. Yeah. K-State never just lays down for people. That's not a thing they do. They don't do that in Manhattan. So that mixed with Spencer Rattler, he's only playing his second game in college football. He plays so well against a team that isn't up to snuff the game before, so he's confident in his arm. He trusts his arm a little too much, and he tries to make some throws that he probably shouldn't have. I'm not. Look, I hate OU, obviously, huge Texas fan, but if I'm looking at it without that bias, I'm not worried about them. Spencer Rattler's going to be fine. That team's going to be fine. K-State's just hard to beat, and Spencer Rattler pushed the ball a little bit more than he probably should have. He'll learn from it. They will be fine.
Well, rolling on that, your Longhorns going to overtime with Tech.
Yeah.
It's all over with that game.
I feel like that's less of Tech being a hard out, more of us just not ever playing well against Tech. Like, ever since the loss all those years ago with Crabtree catching the it's like we get nervous to play Tech. We really do. My best friend and his dad are the biggest Tech fans I know, and I was sitting next to them at the wedding while we had this game going on. It was horrendous. But you know, I don't know what to say. I mean, it is what it is. We got the win. We're still there, I guess.
Yeah, undefeated still. That's what matters right now.
Yeah, if we can keep it going, but we'll see. OU's not this weekend, but next weekend. So, yikes. We'll find out.
Yep. And then the last one I want to mention before I give my picks here real quick. Defending champs, LSU go down to the Mike Leach air raid, and KJ Costello, 623 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. And I want to say, we both were big on KJ at Stanford, were we not? I feel like I remember talking.
You might have talked. Yeah, you might have talked him up. I don't watch a lot of. I usually after the. I don't usually get to the late games. I'm not gonna lie. I'm usually done college football out by then. So.
I think it was I thought at one point, I guess I thought both of us at one point, I think I was buying him like 2 years ago, and then it just still didn't work out for Stanford. And then, I mean, he didn't, I don't know, I thought, I want to say it was 2 years ago, I was buying Stanford, and it just didn't work out. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know, change of scenery, maybe it does help. I mean, Leach offense obviously always helps, so it'd be interesting to see how he rolls out. He's a big dude. 6'5", 225. So yeah, see how it keeps going in this offense. And I mean, LSU, obviously you don't expect them to lose this game, but when you do lose, like 20 starters, Jamar Chase is out, not playing this year. I mean, it's going to be some big adjustments.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, well, I want to get my picks here real quick before we move to NFL. So, I really wanted to take BYU covering the 24 now. I did check like an hour ago, so hopefully he's right. But I can't do that. They came through clutch last week for me, but not going to do that. So scratching that one. I am going to take TCU to cover to 12. It was 11.5 when I first looked, but I'll take them to cover to 12. I do have Texas winning, but Texas winning in that 7-10 range. So I do have that win for you guys. I'm going to take Baylor to cover to 3 against West Virginia. Not going to say it's a blowout, but I like it only being 3. Give me Baylor by a touchdown.
Yeah.
I really was going to do. I was close to doing Bama covering anything against A&M, but I won't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do it. I might regret it, but I won't. I'm going to take Boston College to cover to 14 against UNC. I have UNC winning, but 2 touchdowns is a lot for a team that didn't look that great to start, and Boston College has looked pretty solid.
I was so disappointed in Sam Howell that first game. I didn't like what he brought to the table.
So.
He was my Heisman pick too.
He was. I have SMU covering the 2.5 versus Memphis because I think SMU is going to straight up win this game. So I was taking anything, especially once I saw they were underdog. I was like, I don't care what it is. Give me one. Give me SMU. So got that. I am going to have FAU. It went down slightly to 6. It was 7. So I am definitely locking in FAU versus Charlotte here. Next one I got is Virginia Tech to cover the 10.5 versus Duke. Duke has looked awful. Virginia Tech.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Duke, so what do you expect? But Duke football's not there.
Daniel Jones is gone now,
He's gone, yep. But Virginia Tech, they were missing like 6 or 7 starters who were out last week from COVID who are supposed to play, I believe. One being their
Yeah.
starting quarterback, their backup quarterback got hurt, and they still won big. So I'm going to take Virginia Tech to cover that 10.5.
Is that your lock of the week?
No, oh no.
I've got a lock of the week that I'm looking at right now, and if it's
Okay.
not yours, you're insane.
Okay. It's my last one actually. But this one came very close to being my lock of the week. I'm taking Air Force to cover that 6.5 versus
Yeah,
Navy.
baby. Yeah.
Air Force is going to win this game.
Yeah.
This is like
There you go.
they have 2 fall games or actually I guess it's been adjusted since Mountain West is coming back. But give me Air Force. This was very close to the lock of the week.
I love it.
I'm going to take Auburn to cover the 6.5 versus Georgia because I think Auburn's going to win. So give me that one. Oh, you
That'll be
picking
a good
Georgia?
game, though.
It will be a very good game. I've got Mississippi State to cover the 18 versus Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
Then my lock of the week. You got to bounce back and you got to win big. Give me OU to cover that 7 versus Iowa State.
7-point spread?
7?
What?
It was 6.5. It went up to 7, but still. Give me that 7. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't if you're OU. This
I'll
can't
tell
be
you
a
what.
close game.
If you're actually betting on that game, put your money down now, because I guarantee so many people are going to lock in on that OU that spread's just going to keep getting larger.
Yeah.
So I would be locking in on OU right now if I were you. Spencer Rattler's going to go nuts on that Iowa State defense.
You cannot. Obviously, if you win in a 7-point game, that's fine. It's a win. But if you're OU, you can't. You gotta.
I think you got to win by 21 here.
Yeah. The rest of the year you have to win and win in good fashion because people are looking at the Big 12 going, I don't know, man. I might not want to give them a playoff spot. So if you got to earn that by just showing out every game now. So yeah.
Yep.
All right. I was I was thinking we might be on that same page there. So.
Yeah, man, that's insane. When I saw that, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I saw it
7?
when I originally was doing it. It was at 6.5. I was like, "Oh man!" I know that's by the time the show starts. I was like, "I don't care. Give me whatever it is by the time the show starts." But 6.5, 7. Oh man, those people who locked it in are happy.
I'm about to pick center analysis this and see how much it's changed because I'm really curious. That's wild.
Yeah. So, well, we'll get into here a quick recap. Just looking over NFL action. Dolphins did beat the Jags. Dang it, Minshew. Not really his fault. Just the whole Jags looked like a bad Jags team, like I think we expected. Fitzmagic holds on a little longer. Now, thanks ESPN and the Lions pop up. I'll just get that over. I don't know how they won. I was telling you before. That just seems about right. They win a game they shouldn't.
Yeah.
You want to screw up the draft stock because, they won a couple games that they shouldn't have won and bumps them up a little bit. Patricia gets to kind of feel good about himself. They get 3 picks off Kyler. Okuda got his first pick, and then Okuda also got his ankles torched by Kyler. So I guess it evens out, and the Lions got the win. So, hey, the Lions have a good offense. That's there. Stafford, Galladay's
Oh, they're
back.
definitely got pieces. Yeah.
Hawkinson's been playing well. Marvin Jones is a solid. The 3-headed back's actually kind of working.
Yeah.
Right
Their
now.
O-line is shaky, though.
The O-line is shaky. Well, that's always the Lions. Jonah Jackson's been a pretty solid, at least, draft pick so far. But yeah, the O-line as a whole still is shaky. But hey, it's a win to win. Cardinals are still young, so there's going to be some growing pains as they, start this hot. So
yeah.
The Bears somehow win against the Falcons. Nick Foles, just of course, and the Falcons. How is Dan Quinn not fired yet?
Man, I think they're giving him a shot. I think they're giving him a benefit of the doubt because he took them to a Super Bowl. But if they start out 0-4, he's 100% fired. If they lose this game this week, he's not coming back. He will not be there for Week 5. He won't. There's no way. And if he is, they need to somehow overthrow the owner of the Falcons.
Back to back too. Back to back blown fourth quarters.
It's bad.
The Bears are 3-0 somehow. That just makes me mad. That just makes me upset. But whatever. Trubisky time is over. R.I.P.
Meh.
Meh. That's why you gotta be careful of those. I don't even want to call them a one-hit wonder in college because one-hit wonders, That's a disrespect to them. He
That's
wasn't that
also
good
what
in
I was thinking of
college.
when we were talking about Trisk. I was like,
To be fair,
Like,
Trask looked pretty decent,
Trask,
pretty good,
yeah, sorry.
pretty good last year. I will give Trask.
Oh yeah. He did get playing time at Florida.
He
I
did
forgot,
look good because he made him realize Felipe Frank was trash, and then Trask looked good. So at first I was a little concerned that was just Felipe Frank was just so bad, but
Yeah.
Trask looked good, and then he still looked even better. So I don't know. Don't even disrespect Trask like that. I think his better comparison is Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert did not impress me at Missouri. I didn't see anything that any of these draft guys did when Blaine Gabbert was coming out to be a top 10 pick. And that's what I saw in Mitch Trubisky. So, anyways, I'm not spending more on that. Let's get into a great game ending, at least. The Bills survive a scare. To be fair, Josh Allen's only interception that game. How was that called an interception? But a big come from behind win. Josh Allen gets that little extra confidence boost with a touchdown with 15 seconds as Bills win 35-32. Any big takeaways you got from that? I'm impressed with the Rams.
Win.
Yep.
When is Caleb gonna admit it? That's what I'm taking from it. When is Caleb gonna come on this show and admit that he is wrong about Josh Allen? I'm waiting. I think that I think that's actually why he skipped out today.
Yeah.
He knew.
He knew.
Josh Allen's the real deal, baby.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't care, man. I don't trust the Rams this year. I really don't. I think the defense is not as good as it has been. I don't trust the running back trio. I will never trust Jared Goff. There's something about Jared Goff. Jared Goff is my Josh Allen. He could put up all the numbers, and I'm like, nah, not him. Nope, not him at all. Like I still don't like the Rams, but they played well. That's well.
Right. Browns get the win 34-20 against the football team. Man, I've already heard some mumblings about Haskins maybe getting pulled here if he doesn't start showing stuff in the next couple weeks.
Come on.
That's just what I've heard.
Man, like, what do they want from him? I don't know. What is changing your quarterback going to do? And who are they going to go to?
Alex Smith with broken leg still.
Like, cool, it's a good story, but you're not going to win. You're still not going to win, so what's the point? You might as well keep your young quarterback in there and try to develop him. Yeah. I don't know. That's stupid.
Steven Gostkowski is bounced back from that week 1, 6 of 6 for field goals, and the Titans win 31-30. The Vikings are 0-3.
That's wild. That's the case of death. 0-3 is.
Oof. Kirk Cousins' time in Minnesota looking bleak.
Who's their backup?
I don't even know who their backup is, but I've
still saying Bradford.
I think he's retired.
I'm very much kidding.
Figured so.
Very much kidding.
I don't know. I'm going to try to pull that up here real quick. Quarterback. They have Sean Mannion.
Yeah, they do. Oof. Oregon State product, baby.
All right.
Saints drafted him.
That's right.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Patriots win.
You're probably like, why does he remember so much about Sean Mannion? That is why.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Patriots win 36-20 against the Raiders. Patriots, man. I instantly regretted not putting them in the playoffs. That's why I said they were my first team out, and I instantly still regret that.
I still think my Raiders pick for the playoffs is looking good.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying anything on the Raiders there. I just regret the Patriots one there. It's the Patriots.
A weird...
Bill Belichick, man.
Yeah.
Can we just say, I know it's early.
3-touchdown day for Burkhead.
Yeah. That's running backs in New England, man. They each take their turn.
Yeah, well, and then Sony had, 117. I feel like he ran the ball as if, I better get some yards here, otherwise I might get my butt cut. So.
I do want to say, I know it's very early, but can we not just worry about, who can survive without who, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady? I think that doesn't matter, right? That was a dumb argument, I thought.
Yeah, probably.
They can survive without each other.
Well, and, Belichick's not an offensive guy. He's a defensive guy. If anything, the question should have been who can survive, McDaniels or Brady. But
the 49ers JVB team beats the Giants 36-9.
Still feeling good
Ooh.
about your 49ers pick?
I'm feeling good. I mean,
Okay.
it does hurt without Bosa and Thomas. Really scares me.
Yeah.
I
You
am
feeling
nervous.
confident
I
in
will
Nick
say,
Mullins?
I mean, he can do the job. I believe Garoppolo is supposed to be back next week, if I'm correct. But
Yeah.
still, Nick Mullins can fill in when he needs. Kyle Shanahan is just so smart with that offense. McKinnon, Wilson both gets rushing touchdowns. He got Ayuk a touchdown running on the ground. I mean, they're going to get Debo back soon. I mean, he knows how to make this offense work. So
Hey, I like Brandon Ayuk, by the way.
I do too. He looks very good in that game, and they just know how to use all their weapons. Kittle's coming back. The defense injuries scare me a little bit. I will say that.
Yeah.
That does scare me a little bit because those are big.
Hey, you're forgetting the biggest part that came out today, by the way.
What?
Debo about to start practicing again.
That's what. Yeah, Debo will be back soon.
It's big.
But I do want to point out, I know obviously they don't have Saquon, but Daniel Jones, 1732, 179, no touchdowns, one pick against backups.
Yeah. Do you think if he continues this through this season, which most likely he will,
I feel like they can't bail on him yet, but
you can't bail on him yet, but like, do you get a backup plan?
Lawrence and Fields sitting there. Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't really sold on Jones or Haskins too much. I'm not saying neither can be a long-time starter in the NFL. I just don't see it with either. But that's just me.
Yeah.
So we got a tie with Joe Burrow and the Eagles.
Come on, Joe.
Man,
I feel so bad for him.
I do. That was just so close. And then the Eagles just...
Why
did you give the offense a shot? I guess playing for the tie does keep you a half game out of first, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
Love Tyler Boyd, though. Doing big things.
Very clear Joe likes time. Yeah. Someone needs to get Wentz some psyche here. He's got like injury yips. He's still like remembering like getting destroyed in the pocket. I don't know. There's just something wrong, man.
Which is so weird because like on paper they have one of the better offensive lines usually.
Yeah, but they did get hit pretty quick this time.
Oh, their offensive line gets hurt too. Yeah. Like Lane Johnson can never play a full game. Jason Peters is a billion years old.
Yeah, he's done.
But
yeah, oof. But yeah, that's rough. Texans thought you had the win, and then they did nothing in the second half. They were winning 21-17, and then just crickets in the second.
Liking my Texans and not making the playoffs pick right now. Feeling good about that.
The defense of the Steelers, it's good. It is good.
Oh yeah.
So, Colts beat the Jets 36-7. The only point here would be to listen to Caleb cry about Adam Gase. But oof. Jets.
Yeah.
Eesh. Panthers, the 21-16 win. It's one of those random.
They're feisty.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I had them with more wins than the Falcons, because they're. Oh, also, I know you'll love this. I have seen a lot of love for Jeremy Chin lately.
Dude, he's so good. He's so good. I told you, man, I really wanted him. I really wanted the Saints to go after him really bad.
So, Herbert, he had some of those the rookie intercept, the pick, but he's got the arm. The arm looks good. So,
yeah.
Bucks win against the Driscoll Ripien Broncos 28-10, and man, we're supposed to see this exciting offense, but they can't stay healthy as Godwin's going to be out this weekend. Might miss the Thursday game now with a hamstring injury. I feel like every Tampa Bay receiver has a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Also, how about the stat line for Mike Evans? 2 receptions for 2 yards and 2 touchdowns. TDs,
sounds
baby.
Like Latavius Murray's stat lines when he was in Minnesota.
That's Jordan Howard right now.
Yeah. Yeah. What the heck, man? Yeah. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
We're kind of speed up here.
Yeah. We got the Seahawks with the win against the Cowboys, 38-31. What a crazy game! As I know, I've seen a lot of Cowboys fans crying, "Oh, if we didn't have all these special teams errors." okay, if you're going to give all your special teams mistakes, you then also have to have DK Metcalf not making a blunder and forgetting to run in the end zone. If he does that, then I don't care about your special teams mistakes.
Yeah.
But to be fair, what I do like is, McCarthy's letting Dak go. I feel like Garrett would have said, whoa, I don't care if Zeke's averaging 2.4. We need to make sure he gets that 20-25 carries.
Mm-hmm.
Dak throwing 472, Gallup 138, Wilson coming out with 107, Cooper 86, Lamb 65. I don't think you can really blame the offense. I know the O-line's half there, but they did not address the defense, which was a concern.
Yep.
Diggs is a good rookie, but man, there's nothing else. I like Jordan Lewis as a slot corner, but he's a good nickel corner, and he's nothing like amazing. But safeties don't look great. They just can't. Lockett was pretty much running around wide open. Metcalf was making him look dumb. Until he made himself look dumb. But yeah, Metcalf and Lockett had 13 for 210 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oof. Also, let Russ cook, man, right? Let Russ cook.
No, let him cook. For sure.
Yeah. So, I'll let you talk here on the Saints game as we got the Packers win.
Oh, God, I forgot we didn't even hit that yet.
We didn't even hit that yet.
I don't look, first off, I don't want to be that Saints fan, but I feel like we were getting a lot of crappy calls that game. And even the announcers were like, Collinsworth the whole time. Let's go to what's the ref in the booth?
I forgot who NBC has. Yeah.
But literally, like, it was like an ongoing joke, like, let's go to him, and then he'd be like, yeah, that's not a penalty, or that should have been a penalty. Yeah. So Saints, what's new on that end? But man, Breeze is scared.
Yeah.
He's scared. He doesn't trust his arm anymore. I don't think he threw a single ball past 20 yards. He might not have thrown a ball past 15 yards that game. You could tell, I was watching him really close. He kept looking downfield and he wouldn't pull the trigger on it. And he had some guys open, and he does not trust his arm anymore. And the second the trust is gone, I think it's over.
Yeah.
And I think Drew's done. I think we can still make the playoffs with Drew this year, just based off of how much talent is around him, especially when we get MT back. But he needs to be done. It's time.
Jameis.
I don't want to chant for Jameis. I don't want that. I'm glad we have him. I'm glad he's there just in case. But I don't want to pull Drew. It hurts me to say I don't want to pull him, but if he plays like, his stat line looks good from last week, but because he was throwing checkdowns to Kamara, and Kamara went absolutely stupid that game. So we'll see. We lost against a really, really good Packers team. A really, really good Packers team with a pissed off Aaron Rodgers. And we only lost by 7 points, and we had a lot of questionable calls. So I don't think people freaking out about us being 1-2. I don't think that. I think that's a little ridiculous, but not happy with it. That's for sure.
Then we had the big Monday night 34-20. Chiefs just looked they looked at the Chiefs on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear Lamar got exposed. What was there, like 8 drop passes? And they just didn't look all there. And the Chiefs had their A+ game on. That Ravens defense is supposed to be very good. And obviously it's still Mahomes. But man, the Chiefs were just doing whatever they wanted that game. And I don't know what else to say. I don't know if I just really feel like that's it. The Chiefs are just that level, man.
Yeah.
Big man touchdowns though.
Not much to say about him. He's just that good.
Just that good. We're gonna have a little Mahomes too now.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I was like, what?
So, well, we'll last 5 minutes here. We gotta get our picks in.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, so Thursday night football. 0-3 Broncos at the 0-3
Good God.
Jets. Brett Ripien out of Boise State is starting for the Broncos, and I will still
Oh.
take the Broncos.
Wow! The ultimate disrespect.
Yep.
I'll take the Jets, man.
Oh.
I'll give Sammy D1.
All
Dude, come on. Don't disrespect Darnold that much, man.
It's not him. It's not him. I'm doing it.
God, that's... You know what's sad is, like, on the pick'ems, it's so overwhelmingly picking
no.
Broncos.
I didn't even look at that. Oh no. Oh wow, that is bad.
The Jets are favored. They're a -1.5.
Oh wow. Well, all right. No one trusts.
They have their
them.
starting quarterback. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, and home.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Jets. Colts at Bears. I am taking the Colts. I just think Bears can't go 4-0. It just bothers me too much.
Yeah, I also have the Colts, and I'll take them to cover that spread. I would lock that in, too. I'd put money on that. -2.5 for Indy.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to have the Colts win and take that. Jags at Bengals, and man, I am back and forth on that. Joe has been so close to getting that win. So close. But I feel like to get my prediction at the right, I need the Jags to win, so I'm going to get the Jags to win here.
I'm going Bengals, dude. I've picked the Bengals pretty much every week so far, and I'm going to keep doing it. I love Joe. I love Joe, and I love Tyler Boyd.
We got Browns at Cowboys. I will take the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm taking this.
Let's see. We got Saints at Lions, and you guys. If I don't know how we beat the Cardinals, but we're not beating you guys too. No way. If we do, I will be shocked that we go into bye 2-2. So I'm picking Saints.
I'm picking the Saints, and if we lose to y'all, I'm not going to be on the show next week.
Fair enough. Well, this one's here, but it is going to be moved for sure, but we'll give our pick since it's on the list. The Monday late afternoon or Tuesday Steelers at Titans. And I'm changing my pick. I'm going Titans. I had Steelers at first, but I think I'm going to go Titans. I think everyone's going to be surprised they're going to come out without practice, and they're going to show up.
I'm going to pick the Steelers. They have dying diseases. So pick the Steelers.
Not the whole team. It's like 3 or 4.
Well, maybe. I don't trust necessarily that only that many people had it. The NFL's fishy, man. I don't trust them.
Fair enough. Seahawks at Dolphins. I've got Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Vikings at Texans. Who have seen this as 0-3 versus 0-3? I'll take the Texans to get their first win.
I will also take the Texans.
Got Cardinals at Panthers. I think this will be a fun game, but I'll take Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Chargers at Bucks. Give me Tommy B.
Yeah, give me Brady.
Ravens at football team. Ravens.
Also, 12-point spread on that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, me too.
Giants at Rams. Give me Rams.
Give me the Rams. Yeah.
The Bills at your Raiders. I'll take Bills.
I'll take Bills, but this one scares me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Trap game.
Yeah.
Last two are nothing, but Patriots at Chiefs. Ooh. I will take the Chiefs, but man, I mean, Bill Belichick maybe can do something. I don't know, but it'll be fun.
I'll take the Chiefs. I think this will be a good one.
I think it'll be fun.
I think it'll be fun.
Yep. We got Eagles at Niners. Give me Niners.
Not even a question. Yeah, not even a question.
And unfortunately, Monday night, Falcons at Packers. Packers all the way.
I'll take Packers, but like I have a weird feeling that like the Falcons might win this one to try to save their head coach.
Yeah, they did that last year. They showed up and won games they shouldn't have won to save his job, and they're like, oh yeah, look at that, they play for him. So
yeah, 7.5 spread. I'll actually take the Falcons to cover that spread. I was going to say
give me the Falcons to cover that. So
yeah.
Well, that's it. That's the show here. We stuffed a lot into 1 hour, so catch us next week. Maybe, Randall, maybe not if somehow the Lions win. Second half for the Lakers Heat will be starting soon with the Lakers going into halftime. So Thanks for tuning in. Always follow us on We Talk Sport Good on Twitter. And we're out.
Uh-huh.